see how this goes. Hello beautiful beings, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hello, my name is Tamarra, and I am so glad that you are here sharing this moment with me. Today we are going to be talking about postpartum. I will be 8 weeks by the time you guys see this video, 8 weeks postpartum. If you did not see my home birth vlog, definitely check that out. I had Onyx on June 3rd, and I'm so glad I got to share some of that with you guys in that video, so definitely check it out. Today's video, I am kind of just going to discuss what my postpartum journey has been like so far. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably have some insight as to what it's been like, but I just wanted to go in a bit more detail and share with you guys some of the obstacles that I've faced, what I've been feeling and flowing and growing through, and just overall how it's been. The one thing that I feel like postpartum I was not truly ready for was breastfeeding. Breastfeeding has been the hardest part of postpartum for sure. In the beginning, I actually did not breastfeed for the first 2 weeks, which then affected my milk supply. So, okay, let me back up. After birth, they have you do your first latch with baby. Our first latch did not go that great. I was very anxious. I'm a little scared because he wasn't latching properly or wasn't latching at all. And it hurt a lot. Once that 1 week mark hit, that's when everything sort of hit the fan, because breastfeeding became super painful. Hey baby. Breastfeeding became super painful to the point where, hi, that's a smile. Where I refused to do it. I could not do it. It was too painful. And it was to the point where I was getting frustrated with him and frustrated with myself, and I was just like, I'm not about to do this. So there was one night where I had to give him formula, which I did not want to do, but I had no choice. He was hungry and I could not breastfeed. And after that, I did not breastfeed for probably about another week. So it was 2 weeks that I really didn't breastfeed. I let my nipples heal, and I supplemented formula, and I got some donated breast milk, which was heaven sent. I'm so grateful for the mamas that rallied, for me in this time of need. So he got some donated breast milk, and we were supplementing formula for a while. Then I got a lactation consultation. It was a video consultation, and that went well. The lactation consultant thought that he might have a tongue tie or a lip tie, one of those, or maybe both of them. So she suggested I go to a specialist. I didn't really have the coins for that, so I just looked online at some techniques to help with better latching, and eventually we were able to latch successfully a couple of times. I was still a little bit uneasy. My nipples still were a little sore, so I was still supplementing formula. My lactation consultant at that time suggested we do what she called a 3-point system. So it's breastfeed, then if he's still hungry, supplement formula, and then pump. So that way my milk supply would be increasing and he would still get what he needs. We did that for another week. So at 5 weeks, I finally was like, okay, let's go ahead and see if I can do breastfeeding throughout the entire day, and it was a success. So I'm happy to say now at 8 weeks postpartum, Onyx is fully breastfed. We do not have to supplement any formula, and I also have some storage of breast milk in the freezer. So we came a long way with this breastfeeding journey. I did use moringa powder, and I tried 2 different brands for lactation cookies and lactation brownies. One was Booby, I believe. They are in Target, and the other one was Milky Mama. I used their emergency lactation brownies. I do feel like those helped, but I think what helped the most for me was the Booby brand. So I will be using those moving forward. Physically, I am completely healed at this point. I had my 6-week appointment a couple of days ago. Everything's looking good. I will say that I'm probably like 90% back to myself. Physically, my body still does feel very foreign to me, especially down there. I'm still learning, getting to know this body. I am still 20 pounds over my initial weight before pregnancy right now, which I'm totally fine with. I actually like the weight gain because I've been an extra small my entire life, and now I fit a size medium, which is awesome. So that's not really of concern to me, but I haven't worked out. I've been doing walks, but I'm excited next week to get back into some yoga and stretching and just see how I can reconnect to my body and really connect to this new body that I have, this new version of myself, which I gave birth to when I gave birth to this little one, who, as you guys can see, is quite active. A couple of things that I feel like I have been dealing with, or I have dealt with, that I also didn't expect postpartum anxiety. I dealt with anxiety prior to pregnancy, prior to giving birth, but this postpartum anxiety I think is a little bit different because it comes with a lot of very scary, intrusive thoughts for me. I told my midwife about that at our appointment, and she suggested the placenta encapsulation, which I will be doing probably a video on next week. And I was taking CBD gummies prior to pregnancy, and she said that it would most likely be okay. There aren't any, negative reviews on CBD and breastfeeding, so I'm going to start taking that as well, just to help ease some of my anxiety, because some days it's really, really bad to the point where I don't want to get out of bed or do anything, or like I'm super anxious at night and I'm up like every 5 minutes, making sure he's good, making sure he's breathing, making sure everything is okay. And that has been causing me to be sleep deprived. So I'm ready to really take control over my health in that way and try and just find some balance emotionally, because I definitely feel like I need it right now. I'm still taking prenatal vitamins. That's the only vitamin that I'm taking at the moment. And then once I encapsulate my placenta, I'll be taking those daily as well. But that, coconut water, and oatmeal have been my daily regimens for breastfeeding and just my overall health. Really making sure that I'm good for him and good for myself. Yeah. Another postpartum thing that I didn't know was a thing until I dealt with it is something called D-MER, D-MER. So essentially, when you're nursing, you can feel nauseous, and the nausea can also be met with feelings of like negative feelings surrounding breastfeeding or your baby or yourself, or all of that stuff. And I have been dealing with that. It has subsided a lot, but when I started the breastfeeding around 5 weeks, that's when I really noticed it. And it would be anytime there was a letdown or anytime he latched, I would immediately get nauseous, and I would just start feeling like I don't want to do this, get him off of me, this is uncomfortable, just agitated very easily. And I just thought that was just like because of how uncomfortable it was. The negative feelings aren't as prominent now. It's more so just still the nausea every once in a while when he latches and when I have a letdown. But that was quite scary, to be honest. The intrusive thoughts that came forward with that really bothered me, really made me feel uncomfortable, because it's like, in your heart that what you're thinking isn't how you really feel, but to be thinking it is scary. I'm glad that I'm not dealing with that anymore, because I ain't like that. I know, I'm sorry. What I realized most in these 8 weeks of postpartum is that postpartum depression looks different day to day, moment to moment, person to person. And for me, I didn't realize that's what it was until like I exploded one day and had like a huge breakdown. That was probably at maybe like 4 or 5 weeks postpartum. I just broke down and was crying and like, this is hard. I don't want to do this. Feeling guilty, beat myself up for the decisions that I made that led me to being a single mother. Just everything kind of just imploded it felt like. And luckily I had my family here in a beautiful support system to help me through those feelings and emotions that still come and go. I know that postpartum depression and anxiety is a journey, and I am learning to just be more vocal when I need help, when I am overwhelmed, talk about how I'm feeling versus just bottling it up or passing it off as just, you know, something small or whatever. I really have been validating how I feel and talking more openly about it. Postpartum depression is so interesting because you are so in love with your baby. You're so happy that they're here, but also in the same breath, you're like, I really miss me without, you know, the baby. I really miss it just being me. I really miss only having to care about myself. So it's just an interesting flow of emotions that come and go. That's been the hardest part, and feeling so alone, even in a room full of support, in a room full of family, still feeling so alone. Because at the very end of the day, you can have all the support and love and everything, but at the very end of the day, this is your journey. This is your child. Him hungry. I really think that's it. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on everything. We are doing well. We are loving this journey so far, and I have vowed to myself for the next few weeks to really focus on me. Focus on getting to know this new version of myself, because she also feels foreign. Some days I look in the mirror and I don't even recognize myself. So I just want to go back to doing the things that I like to do, like yoga and sitting at my altar and meditating and doing tarot readings for myself and creating content. I haven't had the energy or the time really to take care of myself in that way. Even doing my makeup, I did my makeup today and yesterday, and it felt so good to do it. It ain't nothing, you know. Yeah, I'm really just desiring more self-care for myself, because I deserve it and I need it. So yeah, that is all for now. If you guys want to know more, I know this video is kind of hectic, but I just wanted to sit down and talk to you guys really quick. But if you have any questions about postpartum or any aspect of the journey or anything that I discussed here, definitely comment, let me know. I can do a part 2 if necessary. I will see you all soon. Be sure to subscribe for more of the journey.